Good morning, guys. Today's learning objective is I can answer reasoning and problem solving questions. Okay, so this is going to be reasoning and problem solving questions for the kind of maths that we've been learning this week. So we've been looking at adding and subtracting decimals, adding and subtracting whole numbers and decimals, and then we looked at multiplying and dividing by 10, 100 and 1000. So all of the questions should have something to do with that. So I'll go through a few example problems, the kind of things you might get in today's work. Feel free to pause it when I get to a problem, have a go at it yourself, and then listen to how I did it. Okay, so you can pause it now if you like and just read that. So what is the total cost of all the items on this menu? So we've got 4 items, each with a price. Now, the problem here is that 3 of these items have been shown in pounds and 1 of them has been shown in pence. So we can't just simply add up all the numbers as they are there. The second problem is that we've got just £5 here and these pounds are in decimals. So we've got a few things to fix before we can just do a normal column addition. So first of all, 3 of them are in pounds, 1's in pence, so we need to put them all into pounds. Okay, so we need to say what is 80 pence in pounds. So we'll put our pound sign just to be clear what we're doing. Well, 80 pence is £0 and 80 pence, isn't it? Okay, so that's the first item on our list. Coke is 95 pence, but it's written in pounds. I'll tell you what, I'll get rid of that pound sign just to make it a bit easier. So we've got 0.95, and just remember we need to line up those decimal points. That is key. The decimal points have to be on top of each other. Everything else can go around those. The next one is cheese sandwich, £2.30. So we've got 2.30. Remember, in money we can have a 0 on the end, can't we? And the next item is the pizza is £5. And let's have a think about where that 5 is going to go. It's not quite clear. It hasn't even got a decimal point, has it? But these numbers here are the pences, so it can't go there, so it's got to go here. And just to make things easier, we'll put £5 and 0 pence. Okay, and that way we've got 4 numbers, each with a decimal point, and then we can go about adding them up nice and easily. So we'll put our lines here, and let's do some column addition. So 0 add 5 add 0 add 0 is 5. 8 add 9 is 17. Add 3 is 20. So we put our 0 here. And we carry the 2. Let's just make that a bit smaller. I put mine up there. And then 5 add 2 is 9. Okay. Now you're all probably screaming out, Mr. Lyons, you've made a mistake. So just have a think now. What mistake have I made? Well, we're missing a decimal point, aren't we? So the decimal points in the question have to line up with the one in the answer. So we'll put our decimal points in there. Okay, because it's a word problem, I'd like you to just go back to the question and think about how it was worded. What is the total cost of all the items on this menu? So let's put our answer as a sentence. The total cost of the items is, and we need a pound sign, £9 and 5 pence. Okay, so that's how we do it. We show our working out and we put our final answer as a sentence, make it nice and clear. Okay, second one. Feel free to pause it here if you want to have a go at it yourself. Otherwise, I'll get cracking with it now. So, Benny has a strip of ribbon that is 6.4 metres long. So this is his piece of ribbon. It's 6.4 metres long. He cuts off 3.67 metres from the ribbon. How much ribbon is left? Well, let's just think what 6.4 means. 6.4 metres means 6 metres and something centimetres. Now, that 4 there, think of it. If it was money, we'd be able to put a 0 on there, wouldn't we? And it would be 6.40. So it's really 6 metres and 40 centimetres. But we've got the problem with this question is we've got 6.4 and we've got a 3.67. So just have a think about that while I just show you something else. So we're going to use a bar model to help us with this. So we've got to think our whole amount, the whole piece of ribbon is 6.4 metres, isn't it? So we've got 6.4 up here. He cuts off 3.67, so he's going to cut off a part of it. Let's say he cuts off that bit there, which is 3.67 metres. We want to find out what is left, so how much will that bit there be? So we'll use our bar model, so we'll put 3.67, and let's put it there. That's the bit he cuts off. So starts with that amount, cuts off that amount, how much is left? So let's think, what do we need to do? Do we need to add, subtract, multiply, divide? Have a think now. You can pause it if you like. Well, it's a missing part of the bar model, so we need to subtract, don't we? So we need to do 6.4 subtract 3.67. Now the problem here is that one of these numbers has 1 digit after the decimal point, and this one has 2 digits. So to get around that problem, we just turn 6.4 into 6.40. Okay, and then we've got the same number of digits. We've got 3.67. Let's make sure the decimal points are lined up. We will write our subtraction sign. I forgot to do that in the addition just now, didn't I? I didn't put the add sign. And now we can do a subtraction. I'm still seeing some mistakes with subtraction, so let's be really clear with this. 0 take away 7, we can't do it. Some of you at this point go, well, okay, I'll just do 7 take away 0. No, can't do that, not allowed. So 0 take away 7 can't be done, so we borrow from the 4. I should call it exchanging, really, shouldn't I? I call it borrowing. That's how we called it when I was at school. So that 4 becomes a 3. And the 1 or the 10 we borrowed it from it goes there. So now we do 10 take away 7 equals 3. 3 take away 6, we can't do it. So we borrow from the 6. That becomes a 5. And we put a 1 in front of the 3 there to make 13. 13 take away 6 equals 7. Let's put our decimal point in now before we forget. Let's put it there, and then 5 take away 3 is 2. Okay, so remember it's a word problem, so how much ribbon is left? 2.73 meters of ribbon is left. Okay, if you want to be really careful, you could check your working out by doing 3.67 add 2.73, and it should come to 6.4. Okay, right. Let's crack on with our next question. Pause it here if you want to have a go at it yourself. Ali is, calculating 7.8 divided by 100. And he says, my answer is 780. The question is, what is his mistake? And then explain your reasoning. Okay, so this is where we have to show some reasoning and give an explanation in words. Okay, well the first thing we need to do is actually work it out. 7.8 divided by 100. Divided by 100, so let's put our decimal point in there. So 7.8. Now we're dividing by 100, it's got to get smaller, hasn't it? So let's remind ourselves, when we divide by 100, it goes 2 steps to the right. So we go 1, 2. We fill our space with a 0 there. We put a 0 here. And we've got 0.078. So what is his mistake? Ali's mistake is that he, let's make that a bit smaller, moved the numbers, let's say digits, to the, what did he do? He moved them to the left, didn't he? When he should have moved them to the right. And then we'll say what he should have got. His answer should have been 0.078. So we explain what he's done wrong and then explain what he should have done. Okay? And then let's move on to our last question. This one's a bit tricky. We've got some like this in your work today, so it's a bit tricky. Use your knowledge of multiplying and dividing by 10, 100 and 1000 to solve these. You will also need to use your knowledge of measures to help you. So measures is anything to do with centimetres, millilitres and litres, kilograms, so things that you weigh, things that you measure the length of, liquids we'll be looking at today. So a bit of a tricky question this. We've got to put this number in there somewhere, 425 centimetres, and we've got to use what we know about dividing and multiplying by 10, 100 and 1000. Well, let's remind ourselves, 1 metre equals 100 centimetres. So let's use our multiplying or divided by 100 to solve this. I'm going to put here, I'm going to put 425 centimetres as the answer. So something times something equals 425. Well, we know that there are 100 centimetres in 1 metre, so I'm going to put 100 in there. So something times 100 equals 425. So we could do the inverse, we could flip it and do 425 divided by 100, and that would be 4.25, and that would be metres, wouldn't it? We put that there. So 4.25 metres times 100 equals 425 centimetres. Okay, have a look at this one here. Pause it for a moment if you like, and just have a think about this. Okay, this one is all about kilograms. Let's remind ourselves we've got 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. Okay, so we'll use that knowledge. So I think we need to use dividing by 1,000 for this, don't we? So let's have a think. Something divided by 1,000 equals 8.9. Let's put that there. So then we do the inverse. We'll do 8.9 times 1,000. Well, 8 times 1,000 is 8,000, so it's going to be 8,000 something. So it's going to be 8,900. I think that looks right. Let's just, whoops, ignore that. Let's just test it out, shall we, with our hopping method. So 8.9 times 1,000, so 1, 2, 3 places. We've got 2 missing zeros in there, haven't we? There we go. 8,900. We were right, weren't we? It's always good to check. So 8,900 grams divided by 1,000 equals 8.9 kilograms. Right, that was a very long video. I will stop there. Have a look at today's work. It's all to do with the kind of stuff we've just done just now. Get in touch if you find anything tricky. Bye-bye.